Perfect. All right. Looks like we here. Welcome to 3 a.m. in the Attic, where we react, review, and tell stories that go bump in the night. Hey, guys, first ever episode. Yeah. Something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Y'all like our background music? Get funky.
In the graveyard. At the seance. Exorcism.
Yeah.
Imagine playing that, going into an exorcism like he has arrived. Just fucking boogie up in there. Hey guys, I'm JJ. All right.
The exorcism of James Brown.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the first one. I am JJ. Of course, to my left, we have my guy, Dr. Rose, in the house. Then we also, to my right, we have our girl, Goddess. And we got our lovely producer that's on the ones and twos right now. That is Gary.
Kitty, kitty.
Yeah. Go ahead and give yourself a clap. Look, you see this background? This is thanks to Gary. Such and such.
Got you carried away. I'm sorry.
So,
y'all.
This one is a pretty special episode just because we want to take this time and really break how this thing goes down. 3 a.m. in the Attic is focusing again on things that go bump in the night. So we have a lot of things in store coming up for this series. And we want to make this one special where we can just chop it up with you guys and talk about one of our favorite things, which is folklore.
Yeah,
get real geeky this time.
And then at the end, y'all can let us know in the comments what's your favorite folklore.
Yeah, maybe we could
touch. Like I'm saying that wrong.
I don't know.
Folklore. Is it fork?
Folk. Nah, not a folklore.
Folk.
Yeah.
A folklore is a utensil that has a story behind it. Like a fork in the middle of the road, and you're like, wow, where is it? Where did it come from?
How about you expand on that later on?
But no, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about our favorite folklores and really just bring this thing. Who wants to go ahead and get started with this one?
Rock, paper, scissors? No.
Obviously somebody's taking
Dr. Rose. Okay.
What you got on this one? Favorite folklore, my guy?
One of my favorites, the werewolves. Werewolves is one of my favorites. I'm not like, big expert. So people, let's not get, you got this wrong, this, and that wrong. It's a lot with the werewolves.
It is, and I have some questions.
So I'm going to do my best to cover and talk about some of the things. But I love...
no professionals here.
Yes, no professionals here. So I don't need nobody to be like...
And these are our opinions, too.
But the werewolves, But the werewolves, you know what I mean? Werewolves... as we talking about them, they starting to get a lot of love nowadays. It was a moment where they was kind of quiet in the background and they wasn't getting too much love.
Popping up on the seasonal full moon.
Yeah, but now werewolves we getting back on the scene, boys.
You said we like you're one of them.
Yeah, I might be one of them, though. No, but the werewolves, what I do know about it started off, like they said, like 450 BC. It was like Europe. And the one of my favorite time periods, the medieval times with the knights and the swords and cutting people and all of that. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. But it was a tale. They used werewolves and stuff that was related to witchcraft. Like the witches was the ones that was behind taking people and putting the spells on them. And the werewolves were supposed to be like protectors of the lands from people trying to kill witches are burning houses down. But they use these so-called tales of werewolves supposed to be protecting us from the lands and all of that. And werewolves, the difference is, as we see TV shows and movies, it's all different versions of them. Me, lichens, I love lichens. Werewolves, I love werewolves. Silver Bullet, American Werewolf in London.
Of course.
Oh, that was a good one.
Underworld, like them lichens, Underworld and stuff. Then you got Teen Wolf and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to, make y'all mad, the Twilight fans, but them more like shapeshifters on that. They walk on fours. I'm talking about werewolves. We talking about the monsters that stand up high on the hind legs and showing power. That's what I'm talking about there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like...
People in the comments going to be like, how dare you offend Taylor Lautner?
I know.
Do you think like that is always like an ounce of truth for that? Like could be from the time period that you say like way back medieval. I don't know if we can all agree that during those times, people really didn't know how to
Yeah.
wash their asses.
Right.
So I just think it was this very sick, hairy man, just
Ew.
crazy. And he's out there doing dog related stuff. And they was like, I seen a wolf man. And then it just grew into this majestic
Now,
beast that's like 8
since you
foot
said
tall.
that, since you said that, it was a saying that at first they had like when people killed like wolves,
Yeah.
they had a saying that a human would wear it. You know, like the wolf, like actually wearing it and crawling on all fours and stuff.
Oh, that's
So,
crazy. I wonder why they
Back in the
still
day,
like that.
you know, but
To camouflage so they can go hunting.
that
Probably.
too. But some of them, like I said, some of them just believe, like you said, believed in that the werewolves, things of that nature. And like I say, they incredible to me. I love them. You know, I love werewolves. You know, that's one of my favorites. And
Yeah.
I'm glad we talking about them and stuff like that. But you know, the ones in the comment, if y'all have any other things about the werewolves, bro, let your boy Rose know. You know what I'm saying? Put it down. Now.
What's some?
So okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got this.
So I'm familiar with like Romanian folklore
Yeah.
regarding werewolves. So I was wondering, like, your lore, does it come from a specific country or is it just broadly
Well, the
European?
Me, like I was saying, it was coming from Europe. And like I said, you say the Romanian werewolves, I know a little bit about that. You probably know more of that part of it, though, Gary, on that behalf. But I was going off on, you know, the Europe part of it and, you know, during the medieval times of that time period, things of that nature. So what you got about the Romans, though?
So no, not Romans, Romania.
Yeah,
So Romania is
Romania.
in it's still Europe. It's Eastern
Yeah,
Europe as
East
well.
Europe.
But it's a lot of times they will mix like so you have Varkal. I don't know now, people. If you're from Romania, I am American. Okay, please. I'm trying my best to pronounce these words, but I don't know how.
I know,
okay?
right?
So Varkalak, I think, is
Yeah.
that is specific to werewolf, but then there's
Right.
also Piccoli, which I don't know if I said that right. Piccolishi, something like that.
Piccolo.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, so
Special
that's
bean
like
cannon.
a mix of vampire and,
And
werewolf.
yeah.
So
Hybrids.
that's why I was like,
Yeah.
And if you are familiar with the lore of Underworld,
Right,
You
right.
know, like the whole like that's an abomination.
They put that in there, the hybrids. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was kind of just like I feel like and each one of them have different characteristics,
Right,
right?
right.
So like I was wondering like which one do you because you were like the real ones, you know, the
Yeah.
ones that are beasts. So which ones are you like more familiar with, like that you like more?
I should say, like I said, the medievals, because I love the knights and all of that. So doing around that time with them, and then the time when I say when I kind of like the fact that the witches, they kind of put the witches involved,
Yeah.
like they was the ones who created them and stuff to protect lands and stuff. I kind of like that too. You know what I mean?
So yeah, like so in Romanian folklore, witches were like they use like anima magic.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly the name of
Yeah.
the word. But basically they suck the life out of people. They would suck the life force out of people, and so Piccolo.
Piccolo, special bean cannon.
They kind of have the same ability to take the life force out of people. You know,
Right,
like
right.
that's the vampire werewolf mix. So I don't know.
That is tight too. Them
Yeah.
hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think they're pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I
I'd
wonder
be
what.
afraid.
I wonder what make the witches do that. Like I doubt somebody would just sign up to be one. So do they just like somebody in the village they just not vibing with? They was like, "Yep, that's gonna be the next guard dog right there tonight."
I kind of think like when it probably strength and
Yeah.
characteristics and stuff of that nature to get their attention to be like, I think that might be a nice pick right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, you know. But it depends.
So from my understanding, specifically Romanian, because I'm not familiar with witches in other parts of
Oh
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
It was how they fed. Like, I mean, they would eat regular people food, but
Right.
their main source of food was the anima of humans. But from my understanding, they wouldn't kill people. Like they would just take just enough, you know.
Yeah.
So they might leave people weak, but within a few days they'd recover. So it wasn't like a I'm just gonna be malicious and go out and kill people. It was just like a means of survival, just like any other animal. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I think it's the people, imagination and stuff start making
Yeah.
it be vicious on killing and this and that
Yeah.
type of nature. Though.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at it like that, I doubt any of us are talking about vampires tonight, but like vampires came from Vlad the Impaler.
Right.
This was a real person
Yes.
who,
A cannibal, right?
not really a cannibal, but he used to do this weird thing where he used to like drink the blood of his enemies.
Yeah.
So
Dracula.
allegedly.
but this is somebody who did it from like way back in the day, and then it developed into this pop culture creature of whatever it is.
Right.
So yeah, I can imagine this being something back then, and then like a game of telephone, it just developed into this legendary cryptid of what it is now. So yeah.
And like I say, I kind of like that later down the line, that history between werewolves and vampires and that type. They got a lot of history with each other. And like I said, with the hybrid, the hybrid don't really get a lot of love, but yeah, I think he's more powerful than just an average werewolf regardless. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is, though. I appreciate y'all werewolf lovers out there.
Speaking of werewolves,
Oh, you got one? What's going on?
I mean, we got the cousins of the werewolves, which is called the Rougarou, whatever. Y'all know what it is.
I don't.
Well,
Can
basically,
you spell it, please?
Rougarou. Rougarou.
You got a video to do this.
Yeah, I got a video.
Okay.
So
Hell yeah.
I'll let him kind of explain it, but basically it's a human half wolf. It's not a werewolf. So this is what people it's Cajun, like it's a Cajun werewolf, a human who's been cursed with basically
Like a hybrid.
yeah.
Oh.
But it like stalks the swamps of Louisiana and stuff like that. And apparently those who carry the curse is said to transform for 101 days. On the last day, the first human who's the regular, I cannot pronounce that.
You know
word.
what's crazy? I just realized this was from a show that we watched, and I was like, oh, it's those? Thank you, Hulu. If you're not familiar, it's a cartoon called Fright Crew that came out. It was produced by Eli Roth, but they talk about Rougarous. That's what it's called, the Rougarou.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I have like a little
two
short
together.
video that will explain it a little bit more better than I can. But some people in Louisiana they use that
That's
story
my background.
to
My roots.
they use that story to get children to behave because apparently if the child is misbehaving, the Rougarou. Is there another word I can say other than that? The werewolf cousin will come and snatch the kids up and take them away and stuff like that. So.
Gotcha.
It's a small little video I can.
Rougarou.
Yeah. And if you want, you can kind of like. It's 10 minutes, if y'all don't mind. Lucky if y'all want to kind of skip past this, y'all can, because I think this is like a movie.
Yeah, that's bad moon. That's classic.
That's a classic.
So it's going to be.
Every culture,
What are you?
every civilization has its myths and monsters. Some are woven into their religion, like the Viren Susi of the Sami people of Finland, the story of Tezcatlipoca, who turned into a jaguar in Aztec mythology, and other such creatures shared with Maya and Toltec cultures of Mesoamerica. Then there are the Draugr, the Jormungandr, and the Fenrir of Norse mythology in Scandinavia, and the rock apes with different names in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand. We cannot forget the Yeti, or abominable snowman of Tibet, who, according to legend, lives in the Himalayas. However, just as some Native Americans in the United States also have within their folklore the stories of the Sasquatch, better known as Bigfoot, skinwalkers, and other spirits,
He's
the
about to get to
Cajuns
it.
of the bayous in Louisiana have their own creatures of legend. One in particular
is.
is the Rougarou.
Yeah,
What
Rougarou.
is the Rougarou, also known as the Loup-garou? Where did it come from, and did it become involved in the War of 1812? Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, former soldier, Marine Corps scout sniper, history professor, historian, and book author. And we will answer these questions and other issues on this segment of Forgotten History.
So yeah, this is where he's about to break it down.
Yeah.
The origins of the Rougarou lie in medieval French folklore, the first written accounts coming in the 16th century. During that time in France, the Rougarou was called the loup-garou. Loup is French for wolf, and garou refers to a man that transforms into an animal. According to folklore, the monster is said to inhabit the swamps and sugarcane fields around Acadiana, Lake Pontchartrain, and the greater New Orleans regions. Often, the story of the Rougarou has been used to instill fear in the hearts of Cajun children as a way to command obedience and correct their behavior. As the story goes, the half-man, half-wolf monster targets and kills Catholics that have failed to follow the rules of Lent. It was also preached that French Catholics that broke the Lent 7 years in a row would be hunted down and killed by the beast. The tales of the Rougarou describe it as being a large beast standing up to 10 feet tall, with the body of a human covered with thick hair and the head of a wolf, or in some cases, a large dog. Usually dark in color, but also often with pale white fur, and with very prominent fangs, claws, and red eyes that are said to glow brightly. Other versions say it is a more decidedly ghostly or spectral apparition, which glows in the night, which can disappear at will. The mysterious beast is said to be able to change its shape, or shapeshift, and it can even take on other forms, such as that of a were-pig, were-cattle, or even were-cranes. In these times, many crimes were blamed on the beast, ranging from theft to the kidnapping of children. There was a significant belief in the beast by the people, and people were even put on trial, much like the witch hunts of Europe and colonial America, and found guilty of being the fabled beast. There is even the story of a man who was charged with murder, but he claimed to be a Rougarou. Due to this condition not being of his own making, he was acquitted of the murder charge, but was still beheaded for being a Rougarou. As the French and Canadian settlers migrated, they also brought their faith along with their superstitions, including the legend of the beast to Louisiana. It was eventually through the Cajun French that the name Rougarou came to be. The Cajuns, also known as Acadians, are a unique ethnic group that makes up a significant portion of southern Louisiana's population. According to folklore, a Rougarou is a human beast that has been placed under a spell or a curse that is not easy to break. This also has a connection to the religion of voodoo, which brings us the legends of zombies. A Rougarou has the opportunity to change back to a human after 101 days, but only after finding another compliant human who is willing to have the curse transferred to them. The former Rougarou is then freed from the curse and allowed to take human form permanently. Yes, good luck with that one. Another way this can be done is by the Rougarou either attacking someone or, in other versions, simply gazing into a person's eyes. In the past, it was not uncommon for people to look upon strangers or particularly odd, unusual people with great suspicion, as it was thought that they may be one of the feared beasts. However, according to another account, there really is no escape from the curse. Once the human is cursed, some believe it is permanent. The Rougarou forever lives a life of shape-shifting into its beast form every night, then being forced to transform back to a human at sunrise. This is a similar condition to that of the traditional werewolf. However, unlike a werewolf, during the day, the Rougarou appears weak, sickly, and vulnerable. Unlike the werewolf, silver bullets will not kill it. Being a supernatural beast that has superhuman strength, speed, and sharp claws and teeth, it is a formidable monster. However, just like its cousin the werewolf, the Rougarou has its weakness. Some legends say that the beast can only be killed by fire or, like a vampire, decapitation. No, a wooden stake through the heart will not work, while others say it can be killed while it's in its vulnerable human form. But the Rougarou also has its supporters, as it is believed that Catholics in good standing, who are pious and generous, will have the creature's protection. The creature also, according to some variations, protects its people against others who would present a danger, like the Virensusi of Finland. On that note, one story that has no verifiability, but is still interesting nonetheless, was that when British forces attacked New Orleans during the War of 1812, this was when Major General Edward Pakenham decided to attack the city, and he sent several units on reconnaissance patrols. On January 8, 1815, the attack was ordered, and 2 units, the Highlanders of the 93rd and 95th Regiments of Foot, followed their orders. The 93rd skirted the river supporting the 95th. Part of the plan was a night assault to take hundreds of men in small boats through a canal that had been dug, allowing the British to cross the river, outflanking American Major General Andrew Jackson's forces. Despite the British having numerical superiority, the attack was a failure. The American and Indian defenders harassed the British along the way. Many of the small boats sank, and the final assault the next day was repulsed. The number of British losses in the casualty reports are 291 killed, 1,262
If y'all want, y'all can
wounded,
pause it right here because
and
it's like
484 missing. A total loss of 3,087 men. Attacking a city.
You got mad. It got turned into the
Giving
History
old-
Channel.
old
You got
History
tired of it.
Channel. right
yeah,
there.
no. Well, and then he goes on a little bit further with saying that like if you use coins to like distract it, it can only count up to like 12, and if you have 13, it will start all over again because it can't get past 12, which is weird.
Big
Yeah,
ups,
it's
big ups to
weird.
my family out there in Louisiana. I know y'all know about them Rougarou.
But I mean, damn, to turn every night. You know how annoying that would be.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
But we just heard, right? Like the werewolf can die by silver bullets, but the root it don't. You know what I mean?
You know how hard it is to decapitate a 10-foot vicious monster like that.
I'm
Well, that's
telling
what they
you,
said. He
man,
got to wait till it's like in his human
human form.
Catch
form.
up.
Yeah.
see-
Stalk his ass.
And see, werewolves, the tallest that I know about them being is like what 7'3",
That's still
7'5".
tall.
But the Rougarou 10 feet though, God, you know what I mean? Damn, you know.
You say catch your tune as a human. You got to throw an air tag down his throat. Wait 12 hours.
Well, if y'all would have went further down the video, he would have explained it how you can distract it by, like I said, you can leave coins out for it to count, silver coins, and for some reason they said it can't get past 12. So if it counts 13, it's gonna be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? Let me start over and keep starting over.
You think the coins distract him because he's out all night and he's like in the daytime he's too tired to get a job, so he's just like trying to collect. He's like, oh, wait, hold on, carry the 15. Fuck 1, 2, 3 with the long ferocious nails, just pushing fucking quarters. This damn thing.
But that was kind of interesting.
But yeah, I liked it that.
So what made y'all, because of these things being so close, like what made y'all decide to choose the werewolf and the Rougarou for this?
Well, I've always heard about like the original, like, of course, sorry, Dr. Rose, but they always talk about like werewolves, vampires, Bigfoot, whatever yachty, fairies. Well, I was originally gonna do
Shout out to Lil
fairies.
Yachty.
I had to look up for a second,
I
like
was
what?
originally gonna do like I was originally gonna do fairies, but I was like, oh, everybody always touching on that, but you never really hear about that particular.
Yeah, like that, you know.
Well,
I know my cousins in Louisiana, they like, come on, man, you know about that. But it's been so long, they don't really talk about the Rougarous that much, you know. So my apologies, you know what I'm saying? My family in Louisiana, you know, it's all love, you know. And the werewolves, like I said, I just love them, man. Like at one point, they was up there, and then, you know, at one point, and then it just started sinking down. Now, they getting back up there again, you know what I mean? Werewolves coming back full force, you know.
Fur is in fashion.
And like I say, no offense, you know, to Twilight and all that. It's just you know, they was shapeshifters, I should say. You know, more like wares, and you know. So
what about you?
Oh,
Here
me?
you are.
who next?
You want to go? You want me to do it? Go. All right. So to get started, I picked this particular cryptid because it questions everything. All right. It's
Right.
one of the funniest ones I've seen in a very long time. All right. I knew about these guys, but I was like, I'm gonna take my time out. I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of review it. So before I tell you what these things are, let's go ahead and get into the video,
No.
please. Please.
Like we in school or something.
There's
You
the
know?
one right above it.
You know what it looks like? You know, like when kids put their hands in their pants and just
And do that little walk.
oh, walk. If I seen that on my camera, on my land, on my property, shotguns ready. Like, what the fuck is this? And it has no head.
See the little
You
one?
see the other one in the back?
Yeah, the little one in the back.
It's
All right, so these goofy things is pretty much referred to as the Fresno night crawlers. All right, so the ones who know what I'm talking about, when you know, you know. Now, to get started, just to let you know, I don't personally believe in these things. I feel like this was pretty much a craze. You remember the clowns that used to pop up? I feel like these were those, but I'm not going to take away. I'm going to stay in my folklore bag on this one. But and this, I'm getting this information from cryptids.fandom.com. This is pretty much like the cryptid Wikipedia.
Excuse me, JJ. I just want to shout out our
We
cat
have a-
Pepper.
we have a
she
cat.
she just wants to be seen.
Always got a flaunt.
If you're watching the visual,
Always got a flaunt.
that is Pepper.
Block
say
the
hello.
censor that butt. Censor that butt.
Say hello to the camera.
Ass all open.
It's my baby.
Okay, back to JJ.
But yeah, so according to the Cryptid Wiki, the Fresno Nightcrawler, also known as the Fresno Alien, is a cryptid that has made 2 appearances so far, one in Fresno, California, and the other in the Yosemite National Park, also in California. In both sightings, it's only been seen on video. Also, a man in Poland has claimed to have seen these creatures. There has been another sighting in Billings, Montana, also as early as April 25th, 2020. So this is something that's been seen from 2017 to 2020. 2020.
Oh, 24.
Yeah. And it's only been on video, 2 videos outside of the eyewitnesses for this first dude. So what's crazy about that particular video we just seen was the Yosemite one. And supposedly this was somebody's trail cam that picked up on it. And the next morning after they saw this crazy walking intergalactic pants that just kind of made its way down, it was a half-eaten deer not that far from there. So they think that it could have been one of these grown versions, which actually stands up to 7 feet tall with the little one. And they probably was going over there hunting and stuff like that. And what's crazy, they always catch these things. The first video that came out, it was the same situation where it was a super tall one and it was a little one. So it's like they think that it's with its young, and it goes and hunts and does this thing.
Hopefully it just hunts animals.
Well, that's the thing. Like, knowing deer do have their stupid moments.
Yeah.
But this thing is clearly walking like 2 miles an hour. I don't know how it catches you and do its thing. I mean, to be honest, we can tease how goofy this thing looked, but if this thing was real, like, I can't even imagine what it'll do to you.
Actually just walks 2 miles per hour. It could do more than that. We just seen what.
Run.
It might have been tiptoeing up to the deer at that point in time.
Oh man, don't let this thing skip to you.
Or it
That'd
could have
be
been
crazy.
full after eating, so it walks slow.
Do you think you think they kind of had the idea of Nightcrawler from Marvel, the X-Men?
I don't know. I just know his pants. I don't know what this is. I don't know.
Walking parachute pants.
But everybody has his theories about this thing, which is pretty dope. Some people feel like it's the Fresno alien, so they feel like this is something that's from another world that came down here. They had other stories where they were referring to this thing as being fungus. They say that this could have been some kind of fungus that grew into whatever this is, but I doubt that.
Fungus grow into pants.
Yeah,
Okay.
that just walks around. Just it being cryptids itself. And to have this as a cryptid is a very funny thing. Again, me personally, I feel like this was something that was created by people that just decided to shoot it. But cryptids, if you look up the definition of it, it's outside of regular mythology because they feel like cryptids is something that possibly have a chance of being real, but there's no there's no scientific explanation for it.
Right.
So that's why creepypastas aren't considered that. SP22s and all that stuff isn't considered that. SCP-22s aren't considered any of that kind of stuff. And, I do believe in cryptids to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
Because you got to think about it. You got the Amazon. You got under the ocean.
Yeah.
It's plenty of things that we have not discovered that's been here.
Right.
So that kind of stuff we always got to keep in mind, which is pretty dope. But yeah, I wanted to pick this one because, again, I feel like this is coming from a place of of fun, and then somebody created this thing, and then you see literally this thing decided to have legs with it, and people just develop these stories into making it into something bigger than what it possibly could be.
What it
at all.
possibly be.
But I think that's dope. So I just wanted to bring this one up.
You know what would be crazy? What if it was actually Halloween that time and that was somebody's costume and then they just so happen to be like...
That's another thing. They claim, the eyewitnesses of this thing claim that it looks like that. It's standing 7 feet tall and it has black eyes. And so you can imagine like a ghost, a cheap Halloween costume.
Right.
But walking like that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That thing was strutting.
Yeah.
All right. That thing had that was a cryptid that had pizzazz.
With his child behind.
Yeah.
It made me think of that scene in Halloween, like the original Halloween, when he put the sheet over the dude
With the
with his
glasses.
glasses. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, if you just tie the sheet at the end over both legs, there you go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up.
If this thing
Parachute
fall, how
pants.
does it get up? You know?
Parachute pants with eyes.
Yo.
Can't touch this. I'm just kidding.
What if it's a pair of ghost pants? You know how couples back like in the 60s, they probably went out there and got busy in the woods, and then she's like, you don't forget your pants? I don't need these pants. And then the pants died from starvation and developed into a ghost. Paranormal pants running around the woods.
I mean, they got the
Ungrateful
movies, the
humans.
tire and
Yeah,
stuff.
might as
and-
well have the
Oh,
pants.
yeah. Might as well
They
have
do.
Yeah, they do
They
the
do
killer
have
pants.
it.
Yeah.
The killer pants.
Yeah, killer pants.
Have killer everything.
So what about you, Gary? What you brought to the table today?
Well, I brought something from our friends in Asia. So, this was something that both me and my mom were really. Actually, we saw it was like a show that we saw where this creature was represented, and at the time, I was in the Philippine Student Association. I was in college, so I was in the Philippine Student Association, and my mom was like, "Is that real?" So I asked my friends about it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a real thing."
Ooh.
So we're talking about the Aswang from Philippine folklore. So it says the Aswang was born out of Philippine folklore with stories of this terrifying creature dating back to at least the 16th century, when Spanish explorers created the first written record of the monster. The explorers noted that out of all of the monsters in their folklore, the Aswang was the most feared by native people. The creature's name comes from the Sanskrit word asura, which means demon. So, King and Asura, shout out. Anyway, this terrifying monster is also sometimes called the tik-tik or the wak-wak. These names come from sinister sounds the monster is said to make while hunting. Despite the fact that the belief in this terrifying creature has spread through the Philippines, there aren't very many well-known individual stories. Instead, its fame was built on a collection of first-hand encounters, and almost everyone who claims to have seen this fabled creature has slightly different reports. And yeah, this goes on to say like how it was formalized and everything, but to give you a description of what it looks like and what it does, so it's like I don't know what this. Hold on, I gotta scroll up a bit. My bad, y'all.
No, you good.
So it has varying horrible descriptions, and so when I asked my friends, they kind of confirmed because what my mom and I saw on this show was like.
What's the name of the show?
I don't know if I can say it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk after.
Yeah. So it was like a purplish looking creature. It was like a purplish black color, and it had this long. It's not even a tongue. I don't even know what to call it, but it was like this forked thing that protruded from his mouth. And in the show, it like snuck into this woman's bedroom and sucked the baby out of her womb through her navel.
No. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
So
Like some Dean Coon
Yeah.
shit. Like,
okay, so it says varying horrible descriptions have been given to the Aswang's appearance, but some recurrent traits stand out among all the different descriptions. Usually the Aswang is a woman during the day. At night, however, it appears as a bird, pig, or a dog. And it's more varying than that because this creature looked kind of like a vampire demon bat on steroids.
Oh, how big is it?
Balls.
Oh,
It changes.
okay.
Yeah, it changes. I will pull up some you know, do y'all want to see pictures or
Yeah.
videos or something?
Whatever works for you.
Whatever
Yeah.
works, you know.
Whatever
So-
keeps me up at night.
So it says no matter which animal form it takes, an Aswang will differ from a regular animal in various disturbing ways. Most Aswangs have long proboscis, I don't know how to say that word, y'all. Proboscis-like tongues and are frequently described as walking with their feet backward. They have also been depicted as being so thin that they can hide behind bamboo posts.
Oh, wow.
So the most fearsome ability is its knack to blend in with its victims.
Yeah.
During the day, they look and act just like regular people, although they are generally shy and somewhat reclusive. They can still have like jobs, friends, families, you know. And during the night, they shift into a form that is better suited for hunting.
And what exactly do they hunt? Babies?
Humans.
Oh.
Getting there. Hold on. I'm trying to. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
That's what's up, though.
That's interesting. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to see
Hold
that show that you and your mom.
I'm glad you finished that sentence because
Hold
I
on.
want to see that on the screen.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm not trying to go to the Philippines. And I'm like, that's a big roach. What is that? And then I'm going, that's it.
It says, yes. Okay, so it said, in addition to shape shifting, Aswangs also have the ability to transform the appearance of other objects. It's common for them to transform plant material into a doppelganger of one of its victims in order to hide the evidence of its feeding habits from the locals.
Nice.
So the doppelgangers,
Doppelgangers.
Nah, you gotta-
doppelgangers will replace the corpses, and then it'll like replace the living people. So it'll basically take the place of the
Yeah.
person that it killed.
That it killed.
And then, you know, after a while, it'll go back to the person's home, get sick, and die. So it'll just be like, oh, this person just died a natural death. But whole time, it was just.
But
tree.
it's crazy because like when their families notice the difference of their like actions and stuff like that, like their behaviors,
I don't know.
like does it take on everything or?
It could
These,
take
like,
on
the-
everything.
Like I said, it was different. Like I don't remember the story that my friends told me, but I asked several different ones of them, and they were like, "Yeah, like we don't even talk about that. That's like a real thing."
That's crazy. It's almost like the thing, you know how it like takes form of the person.
Yeah.
That's
Mimic.
crazy.
Oh, mimic.
It
Did they
says
ever-
as it gets closer to its victim, it gets quieter and quieter, so it tricks the victim into thinking that it's actually gone far away, like it's getting further away from the victim.
Nice.
And then they'll like suck out blood. They'll suck the fetus, small children.
Things of that nature. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was quite scary. Okay, I'm gonna find a video for y'all
Yo.
so you can see what I'm talking about. I just wanted to give you some
That's
background
I
context.
would not be going there.
Did they ever say like that sounds like witchcraft for the most part? Is that did they mention anything like
Well,
that?
they don't talk about it. So
They really don't talk about Bruno on that.
Let me not put that part. What do you guys think so far?
I like it.
I did too.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
know. Well, when we're done with the show. I was like
So
a
yeah,
doggerel.
this is kind of what it looked like in the show.
like a gargoyle.
So yeah, I was about to mention. So is it like a gargoyle with that?
said
The,
gargoyle.
yeah,
It
but
can take different shapes. So
but you know how like an aardvark is, or like an anteater. Do you think that's what's kind of coming out of his mouth in a sense, like a
because
snout?
it looked like a whip. And then it had like the tube suction, but it was forked like a snake tongue.
What
Oh,
was
okay.
it like a what are them aliens called? The reptilians?
Oh, I mean,
Or because don't they shapeshift too?
yeah, but
And they got them tongues.
but those are like legit snake tongues that they make that out to be like reptilian stuff.
That's crazy.
Let me play the video.
My hood ass would have been in the Philippines, be like, "Oh no, it's an Aswang."
Oh what?
Aswang.
Draw children out of their mother's wombs.
Sorry.
Like,
As a mythical creature in Filipino folklore, the Aswang shapeshifts and feeds on human flesh and blood, and pregnant women's fetuses. Vampire-like, with a long, thin tongue. To draw children out of their mother's wombs, the creature lusts uncontrollably for raw meat, especially human flesh. Possessing a shapeshifter nature, the Aswang is often portrayed as a combination of several supernatural creatures, such as vampires, witches, and werewolves, all of which make it particularly feared in local traditions. It is said to have been an individual who lost control of his spiritual self, allowing its inner darkness to manifest within monstrous forms. The Aswang is believed to morph into different forms, such as animals or even other people, to fool its victims. By day, it often impersonates an ordinary human, hiding its true nature and mingling among the locals.
Real quick, in the show, the Aswang was actually a police officer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, one of y'all one of them?
I don't think so.
And goes on the hunt. One feature common to many tales is its preference for human flesh and blood, particularly that of children or corpses. These creatures dwell in isolated areas, such as forests or cemeteries. They prey on excluded and outcast individuals, such as pregnant women, travelers, and people living on the fringes of communities. The Aswangs can also hypnotize their victims, turning them into easy targets. Many distinctive types of the Aswang family can be found, each with its own unique features. The most common are the tikbalag, a half-horse, half-human creature, which supposedly lures the travelers to their doom. The manananggal, a creature that splits its upper torso from its lower body during the night to fly and attack sleeping victims. The wakwak, a bird-like creature that allegedly snatches fetuses from pregnant women. The sigbin, a creature equipped with a long, thin trunk to suck the blood of its victims. And the amalanhig, a failed Aswang that rises from its grave to murder and eat people. The Aswang lore has evolved over time, adapting to changing social and cultural backgrounds.
Chill, bitch!
Throughout the Spanish colonial period, Aswangs were often associated with the devil and evil spirits, mirroring Catholic influence. Some researchers believe that the Aswang legend was magnified during the Spanish colonization of the Philippines to inculcate fear and control in the local population. For protection against an Aswang, items such as garlic, sacred amulets, salt, and prayers are considered efficient to ward it off. Aswangs have become more complex characters in modern times, depicted as tragic figures or even anti-heroes. The Aswang holds a special place in Filipino culture, proving the power of folklore to shape identity, infuse fear and fascination, and promote the Filipino people's cultural values and traditions to this day.
Yeah,
Y'all don't see the connection in this?
Yeah.
This is just me just getting my conspiracy bag, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what's crazy about these stories is like right now we're talking about the transformation of humans, right? Then we have these monsters that stalk other humans, and then we have like the Catholics.
Right.
So it's just so crazy. Like, imagine if like the Catholics went around, right, and then they're trying to spread their religion and they discovering these monsters like way back in the day. And then it gets to a point they be like, we just can't fight these on our own. We have to create our own monsters. And then that's where werewolves and Rougarous and shit came from to...
Isn't there a theory where the Catholic, like they did rituals and stuff like that?
I've heard about that before too, yeah.
Yeah,
To
I heard
like,
about that.
yeah, bring Satan's son or something like that.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
You talking about the first
Yeah,
Omen.
you're
Yeah.
talking about the first Omen now. It's kind of weird because everything we talking about, it all happened around in the 16th centuries and stuff. Like
16th century was
but
wild, boy.
That right there, man, that's off the chain. That's a tight. That's tight. It's like it's vampire,
I'm a legit one.
vampire, shapeshifter, all that mixed together, man. That's off the chain.
but I ain't gonna lie, that sounds more scarier. And I don't...
Yeah, especially the ripping apart the
They-
corpse and then they start flying. Like,
Yeah. That's what I said.
It's
it was
more of them. It's a
represented in
group of
different-
them.
that's
Different
crazy.
ways.
That's crazy.
So
man.
the one that I talked, like the gargoyle looking one,
Right.
that's the one that the police officer was. But then there was another one, and I think that one was a girl. And that's the one that
That fly
ripped
with the
himself
half
away.
body.
Yeah.
Golly,
So
man.
like, it was just a wild I was just like, oh man, like it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first saw it, me and my mom were both creeped out, and she was just like, "Is that real?" And I was
But
like,
could it be one of them stories like how, like I told you, like the Rougarou, how they tell their children so that they can behave? Is it something similar like that, and they just don't talk about
Or
it?
like a Filipino boogeyman or something?
Yeah, just to kind of.
I don't know, because the way it was presented to me, like when I talk to my friends about it, it's more so that they prey on pregnant women. It's not to like scare anybody. It's just like if you're pregnant, they're like stay in the house at all times. If you do not have to be out, especially at night, do not go out. And if you're going out while you're pregnant, don't go out alone.
That would scare a child of not getting pregnant.
This was a health class myth the entire time. Don't procreate. Why? Because a demon will eat your baby.
I'm surprised they, ain't no more movies about it or, comic books using that. That's
Well, it's really like this. They really do really believe in that. So it's like not something that they
right, of course. But
You know.
a lot of comic books and stuff like that comes from that. You know what I mean? That kind of era type deal, them ideas and stuff. Inspiration somewhere.
That really be cool to have someone
believe
actually
somewhere.
like come in and talk about that. That's willing to come in and talk about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That'd
we'll
be
find
cool.
somebody. Yeah. Especially guys like, if you're in the comments right now, you're familiar with any of these, especially that last one, like let us know. We would love to have just more information about it. And
For sure.
definitely, like, this is one of the things you got to explore in your like spare time, because this thing is pretty nuts for sure.
Right.
Because I definitely want to see that show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That sounds fire.
Yeah. Because that.
They do sound kind of emo though, just hanging around graveyards, and you so anti-life that you just eating babies before they're born.
Well, that's not true, because they're people in the daytime.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the way it was presented in the show, I'm not sure if it is in Filipino folklore, really, is that it's like something that they can't help. They don't, a lot of times, like they're aware that they're in Aswang, but they can't do anything about being in Aswang. It's like this uncontrollable thing that takes over them at nighttime, and they have to, like, for instance, the cop in the show, he felt terrible about it, but he didn't know what to do. He tried to hide it so bad, like he tried to eat animals instead. Like he was really trying to do everything he could to curb his bloodlust, but he needed human. Like they said, it's an uncontrollable thirst for human flesh.
Almost like a vampire.
I could miss this part. Did they describe, or did you even describe how to kill this thing?
The what?
How to kill it?
I didn't
How
hear
to
nothing.
kill it? No.
Is
there's
it a
no way.
curse?
No,
Or-
it's said to be like different things. So there's different things. There was something about. Hold on, let me find it. Keep talking, y'all. Wait.
No,
No, I'm just sitting here thinking
Okay.
about it like it's crazy.
It says a person transformed into this deadly predator by tying a fertilized chicken egg to his or her stomach. After some time, the chick passes from the egg into the stomach. Once this has happened, the remaining eggshell is buried in a bamboo tube, along with coconut oil and chicken dung. The person now has the power of an Aswang. A dying Aswang can also pass his powers along to someone else if it wishes. The Aswang holds his mouth closed to choose a person, and the chick inside the monster's stomach hops into the mouth of the other person. So the way it was presented in the show, it was like it wasn't something that he chose, but according to this, it's something that you would choose to do. I guess it's like an agreed thing that would drive you to do
Ritual.
The same, 140 something days for the
101.
Rougarou, and you can
101.
pass it off or you can keep it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think someone want to keep that though.
No, but I'm just saying it's just such a weird thing that it's like
Ooh.
even with these different versions of these stories, it's something like free will is involved somehow, some way with these. These are two separate stories on two other sides of the world. But to be honest, they have those connections in between it. It's just crazy. What did you see? What did you go over? What happened?
because it was talking about, you said how to kill it, and it says so the first way to kill it is to identify it first. And it says if you are to look directly into an Aswang's eyes, your reflection will appear upside down.
Okay.
And it said another way is detect albuyaros. Yes, using albuyaros oil. So it's a special oil made of coconuts and holy plants, and it will boil whenever an aswang is near. So you can use that to like, okay, something about this person ain't right, and you can repel them using garlic and religious artifacts. But
Like
the
a
only way it can
vampire.
be killed is decapitation or being struck with a whip made from a stingray's tail. Don't know why they don't. go into
Stingrays
that.
hurt people.
Let me look
It
into
kind
your,
of sounds like something
let me
from.
look into your eyes.
Kind of sound like something from
My
Supernatural.
reflections upside down.
Supernatural.
Oh,
Sam
shit.
and Dean Winchester. You know what I mean? Like that'll be something that they'll fight against. Or be battling against. The tongue reminds me of Venom though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Venom.
I mean,
Marvel
that would be
Venom.
a good.
His
Yeah,
tongue.
that'd be a good a good visual representation. But think Venom's tongue. That's also a tube with prongs
Yeah, of course.
that can pierce flesh.
Yeah, I was just saying like the tongue of Venom. It
Yeah.
kind of on Marvel, but
Because I think don't houseflies got that? It's some insect that has that thing.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
what
it's
you're
a
talking
fly.
about.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
fly,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not quite the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely not quite. I'll fight a fly all day, but this a whole nother
That's
thing.
tight though. I like that.
That's
though.
crazy.
That's yeah.
Side note: do y'all think Venom is cute? I think he looks cute. Look how cute he is. Maybe
Venom,
it's
my
'cause he's
boy,
funny.
man. Venom is my boy.
I think Venom is cute.
Always been one of my
kinda cute
favorite
in a
Marvel
creepy way.
characters, man. Always been one
You
of
mean
my
the
favorite
thing where it's
Marvel.
like it's so cute? I mean, so ugly that it's cute.
No,
type
it's not
thing?
like he's ugly. It's just I think maybe it's because he's funny. He just says funny things.
My boy Venom.
What do you
mean I can't eat his head? But he was stupid. Like,
Chicken wings and chocolate. My boy Venom, bro.
Yeah.
so which would you rather fight? An Aswang or Sukuna?
Aswang. Aswang. 100% If you know about anime,
Yeah, I gotta go with Aswang if we got a face, yeah.
when motherfuckers are dying around you because you fighting somebody else, you try to figure out where's that coming from. It's not even aiming towards you and you get hit. Like, what?
Yeah, that's what's
Nah,
up,
but that's
though.
crazy.
That was a good one, Gary.
Yeah, it really was good.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good
has
one.
me thinking like,
Yeah, that opened up a lot of that rabbit hole now. It's just steady wanting to go down and down even more in the rabbit hole with that. Yeah.
I know this is random, but like imagine passing by like you in the Philippines, you passing by like a graveyard and then it's like dark and then you got like your light, you barely can see and you see this like how tall are those things?
Well, I don't know.
All right. If they
it
just
takes shifts of
Yeah, it
anything.
shapeshifts. Like it takes different
Yeah.
forms.
so let's say it's just human size and it's just like hanging on a tree or something.
I don't think it's human size.
Or bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be big.
I'm just jumping to something.
Yeah,
Just
it
something
has
that
to
can
be
mess
bigger.
you up.
But because the thing is that it, like they said, it gets shapeshift. It can be as thin enough to hide behind a bamboo post.
Yeah,
That's so,
So
crazy.
yeah, you remember that video? Oh God, I showed it to you guys. We watched it last year
Join.
on Disturbed Wing, where it was like the guy was in the woods and he kept hearing something and he would look and the thing would just disappear.
Oh
behind
yeah,
a small tree,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like it's like that. So it's like.
Fuck.
Yeah, I remember
That
that.
makes me not want to go in graveyards or woods.
Why would you
or-
want to go in gravy?
It's
I
peaceful.
mean, if you go, don't you go visit like your family?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. In the daytime though, only in the
Jeremy
daytime.
like, I ain't finna go visit Uncle Curtis. Got Aswangs in there. Like, what? Girl, you don't go pay your respect?
In the daytime, because my family's, y'all know I'm from the country. Well, they don't. They know I'm from the country.
Yeah.
Our graveyard, our family graveyard, is actually in the woods.
Oh wow,
Is it like secluded?
Yeah, it's like in the woods off of the highway.
it's like
Okay.
Demon Road.
Oh yeah, Demon Road, yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm not. There are no lights out there. I'm definitely not going out to the cemetery in the dark at
Low
night.
key, I want to take you out there. I want to wear like a red jacket with zippers.
You can go out there by
Just play-
yourself, Michael
play
Jackson.
Thriller.
Okay. You can go out there.
I was hanging on it every door.
Don't disturb my ancestors, all right?
Oh man.
I be playing. I hear a screech in the distance. I start screaming.
Be like, Jamal, that's a rabbit.
I wouldn't believe it.
JJ.
I wouldn't believe it till I get
JJ, my bad.
there. JJ.
Too late.
I won't believe it. Nah, but I think out of all our monsters, okay, I'll fight my pants every day. I'll be careful with all three of y'all is terrible. I don't want to beat these things like in life.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't think I ever want to come across.
I can't. I'm trying to figure out, can I decapitate a regular wolf? I don't think I can decapitate a wolf on his hind legs to stay 10 feet tall.
And them wolves are huge.
Yeah,
I can't even catch your thing. You got wings. Like I can't even.
like a gargoyle. So you know what? I kind of, you know what? Don't you kind of think that's what probably the gargoyles came from?
I can imagine.
That because it did look like that.
Yeah, it
Well,
looked like a gargoyle.
It just didn't turn
Well-
into stone. It turned into stone.
Yeah, it
So
didn't turn into
didn't
stone.
gargoyles originate in Europe though?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is Asia. I don't know. You never know.
But yeah, like
'cause
they
the
all,
stories get around.
but still they all around like witchcraft, werewolf, vampires, things of that nature.
Something is always weird about these stories, just because like the origins of it, it's the similarities all around,
Right.
and it's like, okay, no internet, no phones. Hell, you're not going to write letters to Finland if you live in the Philippines. But these stories, they just kind of make their way around to something, and it's always just crazy. Like even dragons. Dragons are painted everywhere around, no matter what kind of nation you're in. But everybody has a story about dragons.
About dragons.
Yeah, so I think everything has this thing. I think you have your boogeyman stories, but then you got some stuff that came from somewhere and it moved around, you know?
Right.
So
I mean, I
it's
have
crazy.
another one if y'all want to keep going, but
You wanna
since
drop
you
it?
said they're all similar, this one isn't similar.
Is it also Filipino?
No,
Where is it from?
it's Korea.
I had a feeling.
Well, I mean, it is a creature that exists in Korean, Chinese, and Japanese folklore, but the Korean one is drastically different from the other ones.
And wait,
I
is it
feel
something that transformed from human? Because you just came from Korea. So if you about to kill me, watch out for my face. Just aim for my chest. I ain't playing these games.
Why you be telling people my business? You know, ain't nobody do that.
I didn't tell him which Korea. North Korea.
What? Okay. Anyway,
She escaped.
fans watching. I'm just kidding. No, I'll save it for next time.
In between being a podcaster, Gary also does tax fraud.
Oh my god, that is not true. Just in case anybody, I pay all my taxes.
You'll never see this Carmen San Diego. I'll tell you that.
Pay my taxes.
Nah, I mean, if you want to drop it off, if y'all don't mind, I don't mind listening to it.
I don't mind either. What's up? Let's go,
Yeah.
Gary.
I'm all for it.
Okay, it's called Kumio. Kumio. So you may have seen it as a nine-tailed fox,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
but in the Korean folklore specifically, so in Chinese and Japanese folklore, it's represented mostly as a woman who will transform, a very beautiful woman. So that's similar in all of them. The very beautiful woman. She's like a vixen. You know, she can seduce men, whatever. But in Chinese and Japanese folklore, she's seen more of like an avenger
Right.
for like people who have been wronged, specifically women who have been assaulted, mainly sexually assaulted. She will avenge those women or those people and take out those bad guys. But in Korean folklore, it's more sinister. Like she specifically likes to feast on the heart and the liver of like men preferably, but anybody, you know, whoever she can get her hands on. And it's just kind of like, again, it comes from greed, bloodlust, power, because the more, I think if she consumes 1,000 of them, she will be immortal. Or something. This is just, I'm reciting from memory. So
You mean
I'm
you
not
got
sure.
this monster out here playing Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All on all the men out here?
1,000 of them.
So
1,000 of them.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of represented in Lovecraft Country, but not.
If it helps, I think Love, Death, and Robots had a great episode
Yeah,
dealing
yeah.
with that. It was like steampunkish, but it was
Right.
around the 910s. You remember that?
Yes, but that
yes.
was more Chinese.
Yeah.
Correct.
They
That's
were
what I
trying to
thought
protect the
about.
geishas.
Yeah. Oh, that was Japanese then.
Yeah. She was Captain Saving Ho for real. I remember that episode.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have seen Lovecraft Country, but there's a
Yeah.
scene in
Yes, I've
Lovecraft
seen that
Country
one.
where he's making out with the girl and, you know, she transforms and he's like, "What are you?"
Yeah.
Right.
She's a kumio.
Yeah.
But like the way it was represented, it was like not as in line with folklore, with Korean folklore for kumio as it was represented in the story, because she was doing that against her will because of her mom. And I think her mom was like, if you consume 100 hearts, then I think she could become human again or something like that. I can't
So for
remember.
them, it was 100 hearts to become human, but for the other person, it's 1,000 hearts to become immortal.
Immortal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just like some things that they changed, but
Which one would you want to do? If you was would you want 100 hearts or 1,000?
I don't want to be immortal.
Goddess was definitely 1,000. The way she asked that question.
Yeah.
I don't
So
want
She
to be
was like,
immortal.
immediately, I get to kill people plus
Dark
I
side.
got a goal to reach.
Yeah.
See, no,
The dark side.
I would like to meet Jesus one day.
She would have
Yeah.
been playing TD
Not
Jakes.
today, Lord. Not
TD
today.
Jakes every morning just to reach that goal. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Have you ever been swallowed up?
Swallowed up.
No, I don't think I would ever want to
Or
live
Kubio style.
forever. I don't think I want to be there.
I wouldn't want to live here.
Not the way this world is.
It's not even a world.
Not the way these people
I don't want to
are.
see the way the earth ends. Like, you're going to be dead by that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to stay for that.
I don't
always
either.
said that. Like,
No,
please
not at
take me
all.
before.
You ain't finna Nicolas Cage knowing me. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Or you are seeing all your loved ones dying and you can't die. You're just watching them
Just
pass
watching
away.
them die over and over again.
Yeah, you know.
That was a good one, Gary.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was another good one. That's what's up.
She was like, I got another story. It'll kill off half of our hosts, but I got another one. Half of the team will be gone, but
yeah,
check
half
this
of the
out.
team, you know what I mean?
They got this lady out here
Yeah,
with
I
9
know.
tails.
Well, they're foxes.
Yeah.
Nine-tailed fox.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
nine-tailed fox, yeah.
So that's
And I'm like, I wonder if that's where the term
You,
like fox
Naruto, yeah.
You said Vixen, so
Yeah,
that's
Vixen.
what came to mind.
Yeah, Naruto fans out there, nine-tailed fox, you know.
Yeah. Kurama! Kurama! Nah, let me get out my back though. Nah, but I think this is pretty solid. I really enjoyed this, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
so-
is really
Again, y'all let us know which one's y'all favorites, and if y'all have any more to add on to what we were talking about, let us know.
Questions, comments, anything you'd like us to look up and research and cover if you guys are interested.
For sure, for sure. And just know we plan to remember it's 3 a.m. in Attic, so it's plenty of different things that go bump in the night and scare the hell out of all
yeah.
of us. So we want to know all of it. So yeah, keep
Yeah.
us posted on everything, guys. And we want to hear more. Anybody have any last?
Share, yeah. If
Share
y'all
your
find,
stories too.
Yeah,
Like,
share
if
your
y'all-
stories.
If y'all
If y'all
find
had
any
anything
videos
personal.
and stuff, yeah, put them links down there on the comments as well. Werewolf lovers.
Pretty much a
Yeah,
story
yeah.
podcast, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Your own personal story, what you went through, let us know.
It doesn't have to be like folklore or anything. It
No.
can just
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
anything. Like we talk about whatever on here.
For
That's
sure.
what's up, yeah.
Just friends chilling
In the attic.
in the attic.
Any other? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to us.
Good
And,
night.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Boo.